Hello and welcome to the Caymanas Park Highlight Show. In this week's edition, we'll recap some of the most memorable races from Saturday, March 12 and Sunday, March 13. The two-day racing carnival kick-started the road to the Triple Crown Series and saw two prep events being contested. Saturday's race card had a total of 10 races, with the feature event being the Hotline Stakes, disputed among native-bred 3-year-old fillies, while Sunday's 9-race program saw the headliner being the Sir Howard Stakes, contested among 3-year-old colts and geldings. Let's begin our recap of the weekend, beginning with Race 2 from Saturday. This was a restricted stakes event named in honor of the 2006 Hotline winner, Kaisha Baby. Horse number 3, Power of Faith, was a late non-starter, leaving 5 thoroughbreds to go 1,300 meters.
They're often racing. They came out in a good line. Just stepping at the back, though, that is It's a Boy. On the lead as they pass the 6, that is Runaway Algo. Brings Contented to stalk right against the rail. DZ is a length and a half behind it, right on the outside of DZ. That is a Press Conference, and tailing off a bit, that is It's a Boy. The small field, passing the 4 furlong point. Runaway Algo just the leader, maybe by a length and a half now, skipping on. Brings still weighted with Omar Walker in a second, right there in third. That's DZ and Anthony Thomas. As they pass the 3 furlong point on the courts, it's Runaway Algo bouncing easily on that lead. The favorite needs to find 3 lengths. That brings right against the rail. DZ also coming on. Press Conference out wide. It's a Boy left at the back. They're at the top of the lane, and it's Runaway Algo. DZ on the outside brings against the rail. It's Runaway Algo, and as the name suggests, Runaway Algo running away with the second. The Brinks has no answers. Runaway Algo inside the final furlong, coming to the half a furlong pole. Runaway Algo. DZ trying to get to Runaway Algo. Runaway Algo still in front. DZ gaining, but not gaining fast enough as Runaway Algo goes on to score by a length and a half. DZ second. Brinks can only manage third. Press Conference was fourth.
At odds of 9-5, Runaway Algo, ridden by Shade Canterman Ellis, secured Saturday's second event. Going 1,300 meters, Runaway Algo won by 1.5 lengths in a time of 1 minute 20 and 4/5 of a second for trainer Dale Murphy. Saturday's 5th race was a 3-year-old and up optional claiming event, going 800 meters straight.
A half-mile straight, they're off. Silent Seeker didn't begin that well, nor Chrysandi, as they come charging up toward us. Balazzo got a good start and begins to angle right against the stand fence. Chrysandi in behind him, nearer to the fence. Over toward the far side, Danger and race up together with Father Ryle, now asked to find top stride. Mother Nature not too far away to land a blow, falling forever toward the back and a long way last. It's Silent Seeker, but Balazzo charts the course and occupies pole position. Danger now let loose and asked to close the gap as they slip past the furlong pole and make their way toward the final 16th. It is Balazzo out in front, chased intently by Danger, not making any ground in the end, and Balazzo scores on the Shane Richardson. Danger is second, then Belive third, Falling Forever fourth. Chrysandi is fifth.
Balazzo at 18-1 and partnered by apprentice Shane Richardson posted a winning time of 48 and 3/5 of a second, going 800 meters. Danger, then Belive, Falling Forever, and Crescently were the top 5 finishers. Saturday's 6th event was a maiden special weight contest. 11 impressive-looking fillies faced the starter, going 1,300 meters. Anthony Nunes's Nefertari were sent off as an even money favorite.
1,300 meters, 6.5 furlongs, they're off. And Nefertari staggers out at the back, giving the rest a huge advantage as Du Jour sets the fractions early. She's fantastic moving down on the outside. Mila's all that now begins to make ground. These 3 in a tight cluster. Infinito follows them just about 5 lengths off that lead. Cotterwood Cathy is 2 further lengths away. Zion's Princess 2.5 back on the rail, joined by Miss Khaleesi in overtaking mode. Lady Ben is there, followed by the Pulse a length and a half down. Lady Joyce overtaking that one, and the slow starting Nefertari at the back, beginning to make gains, but has a lot to do as they leave the 7/16th. Mila's All That just the leader by a half a length. Du Jour now pressing the attack on the outside, and these two eye to eye as they leave the 3. She's fantastic under her right, needs to find some 2.5 to 3 lengths, but the leaders leave the 5/16th, about to come into the lane. It's Mila's All That near the rail, Du Jour on the outside, and Du Jour now looks to get the nose in front, but Mila's All That not done yet. Over on the rail in the Auchan Connection colours, she's fantastic now, asked to come at them. Toward the outside, Nefertari has made huge ground, but they're in the final furlong. It's Mila's All That out in front. Watch Nefertari on the outside. Mila's All That shutting off. Nefertari comes charging through, and Nefertari, after an awful beginning, now snatches the lead and pulls away, eased down in the end to win by maybe 6 over Mila's All That. Zion's Princess is third, over She's Fantastic and Du Jour.
Nefertari rewarded punters with an impressive outing, winning by 6.5 lengths. Under the competent handling of Linton Steadman, the gorgeous filly clocked 1 minute, 23 and 2/5 of a second, going 1,300 meters. Here's Lance Whitaker with winning rider Linton Steadman.
I never really worried. I just know she has some class. I don't really have my competition so competitive. So I know she with the walkout, her ability, I gotta make she can fly through them, and she alright.
The 7th event saw some magic from the 14-time champion trainer, the maestro Philip Fiani. This 3-year-old and up overnight allowance event was contested over 1,500 meters.
They're off and racing. They came away in a good line. Bloodsong backing out though and is left at the back as they come out to the chute and come on to the main track. It's I've Got Magic, has speed and shows it. I've Got Magic just in front of right there against the rail. That is Crimson. Also in the mix, that's Sentient. 2 lengths away before we come to Atlantic Blue. 4 lengths or 5 lengths away to High Diplomacy and Bloodsong racing at the back of the field. Passing the 5 and heading toward the 4, and it is I've Got Magic eking out a 3/4 of a length lead from Sentient chasing in second. A length and a half to Crimson, joined on his outside by Atlantic Blue. Tailing off badly High Diplomacy and Bloodsong. You can forget about those two for now. They come towards the 3 furlong point and making the running. I've Got Magic bouncing easily on that lead. Coming around on the outside, that's Atlantic Blue. Crimson taking aim on the rail. This is the way they come at the top of the lane. I've Got Magic still in front. Running a big one on the outside, that's Atlantic Blue. Crimson right against the rail. I've Got Magic slipping out of the grasp of these, and I've Got Magic begins to come away, and I've Got Magic is really traveling like magic today. I've Got Magic sprinting off and will this one very easily. I've Got Magic confidently handled by the rider. I've Got Magic is in front by maybe 8 lengths. Tevin Foster wins this for fun. Crimson is only second. Third, Atlantic Blue. Fourth, Sentient.
12.5 lengths was the winning margin as I've Got Magic, ridden by last year's most improved rider, Tevin Foster, blitzed the field to win in 1 minute, 32 and 2/5 of a second. Crimson, the favourite at 3 to 5, came home second, followed by Atlantic Blue and Sentient. Here's Lance Whitaker speaking with winning jockey Tevin Foster.
I got a clean break, but I kept him too much on the early splits because the first time I heard him, so I asked him to do too much early and him kind of blow up at the end. So this week I know that I'm the speed in the race, so I control it, and the Edwin is a bit kind of strong, so I know Crimson have to do a lot to catch me at the top of the straight.
Today's 8th event was the much anticipated Hotline Stakes. This was a restricted allowance contest for native-bred 3-year-old fillies. The 5-horse Valhalla was a late non-starter. Philip Fiani's entry, Princess Shooting Star, was the 1-9 favourite.
Slow with Fly Messenger Fly. Pellicillo also came out toward the back, but as expected, Princess Shooting Star has shot into that lead and blasts past the 5 with a 2-length advantage. A gift from Ben is chasing Our Angel in between horses. Rapunzel joins that group. Silent Mission hidden from view on the outside as they're about to arrive at the half mile. A break back to Fly Messenger, Fly under the pump, and last of all it's Pellicillo, but only about 7 lengths separates the entire field as Princess Shooting Star under a tight wrap leads them past the 3. Opening up just over a length. Silent Mission now creeping closer and could be the danger. A gift from Ben in a handy spot. Rapunzel asked to let down her hair by Dane Nelson as they come thundering into the lane. They're at the top of it, and Princess Shooting Star is asked to kick again. Silent Mission continues to harass. A gift from Ben is over on the rail. Rapunzel asked to come with a run toward the middle, and Our Angel out wide, but Princess Shooting Star is holding her run inside the final furlong. Here is Silent Mission now kicking in against the rail, but needs to find 2, maybe even more, as Princess Shooting Star is pushed out by Linton Stedman. Princess Shooting Star will take the Hotline Stakes, a double for Fiani. Silent Mission is second, a gift from Ben is third, Our Angel is fourth.
Princess Shooting Star shone brightest in the Hotline Stakes, confidently ridden by Linton Stedman. The Philip Fiani conditioned Princess Shooting Star clocked 1 minute 14 and 3/5 of a second, covering 1200 meters.
I know she's going to have controlling speed. I know she's going to have controlling speed today, so I just get a clean break and try to save as much as possible on the back stretch and just turn it in a 2 furlong race.
Sunday was another thrilling day at the park and saw 9 races being contested. We'll pick up the action with race 2 from Sunday. This was an optional claiming event for thoroughbreds 3 years old and upwards, going 1600 meters.
They're off and racing. Came out at the back, that is In the Blood, as Royal Vibes prompts the pace. It's Royal Vibes in front, Salah right on the, make that Graydon. It's Graydon in front, Royal Vibes and Salah. These forming a line of 3. Right behind those comes Old Wharf as they come towards the 6 furlong point. Then comes Ricky Ricardo In the Blood racing at the back of the field. It is Nala's Bushman away out of it. It's Graydon in front, prompting the pace and traveling easily, passing the 5 with just a length lead. Now being caught by on the inside, that's Royal Vibes. Royal Vibes and Graydon sharing that lead. A length behind as they pass the 4, that is Old Wharf. 2 lengths behind Old Wharf, that's Salah. 4 lengths away before we come to Ricky Ricardo and In the Blood, and way out of it, that's Nala's Bushman. Coming towards the 3, passing the 3, and it is Graydon kicking once again, just about 3/4 of a length. Royal Vibe sticking to the task on the railing, and it cuts the corner. Salah watching them intently in 3rd. Also coming on Ricky Ricardo, but it is Royal Vibes that it's the front. Salah will come with a challenge on the outside. Ricky Ricardo right against the rail. It's Royal Vibes in front. Salah driven for all he's worth on the outside. Ricky Ricardo left back against the rail. Graydon in 4th. It's Royal Vibes still in front. Salah comes a calling on the outside. Royal Vibes keeping on from Salah. Royal Vibes trying to hold Salah at bay. Salah creeping closer. Royal Vibes and Salah coming to the line. Looks like Royal Vibes just over Salah. Then comes Ricky Ricardo.
Royal Vibes at 2-1 captured the day's second event by a short head. Salah, Ricky Ricardo and Old Wharf completed the top 4. The third race of the day was an exciting non-restricted overnight allowance event. Spencer Chung's race car returned to action following a recent injury. Ridden by Dane Warrior Chief Nelson, race car was sent off as a hot 1-9 favourite.
They're off for the Don chassis. Race car, as usual, steps off a beat slow as Sarah grabs an early lead. Casual Affair goes in pursuit as they make their way now toward the half mile. Acero continues to hold that lead. Casual Affair racing down in second, just a length and a half back. 2.5 lengths back, that's Horace Emmanuel. Race car now asked to find top stride. Sweet and Smart races on the outside of Rum With Me. That's the order as they arrive at the 5/16th. Out in front, bowling along, Acero with a good-looking lead at the top of the lane. Into it now, 1/4 of a mile to catch this Acero, and Acero is running fleet of foot as they arrive at the 316th toward the outside. Asked to close up now. That's the grey a race car who holds on to that lead. It's Acero and Matthew Bennett now beginning to tie up. Race car is roaring on the outside. Sweet and Smart is on the extreme outside and dashing toward the stand fence. It's Acero and a race car. Sweet and Smart nearest to us. Race car looks to have beaten Sweet and Smart and Acero. Then Ras Emmanuel.
With the Warrior Chief in the driver's seat, race car was driven to his max to win by a neck over Sweet and Smart. The Spencer Chung entry clocked 1 minute 3/5 of a second, going 1,000 meters round. Race 5 was a maiden condition event for native-bred 3-year-olds. Stomp the Rhythm was the 6-5 favorite as they raced going 1,500 meters.
.1,500 meters. They're off. Salute the Deputy. Comes out at the back with another brother. Slam didn't get away that quickly either. But they're grouping up front and going for that lead as they leave the 7 behind them. Devontae and Potential are there. Secret Emperor racing down on the outside. 31 Kisses right on their heels as they go flashing past the 6. Get a Pepsi races 3.5 lengths off that lead. Stomp the Rhythm and Sir Tajay team up in behind. There goes El Cid now getting closer. 5 lengths separates that group. How we looking is 2 lengths in behind them as they go flashing past the 5. 3.5 lengths to Slam. Salute the Deputy has made some improvement, overtaking the new trailer. Another brother. A tight group of horses vie for that lead as they leave the half mile and go running now toward the 7/16th. Devontae on that lead, harassed by 31 Kisses. Secret Emperor is in a handy spot. Get a Pepsi now beginning to make ground on the outside and threatening those leaders. Stomp the Rhythm is the one racing right against the fence ahead of Sir Tajay and El Cid. And then how we looking as they leave the 5/16th. Potential is further back with Slam. Salute the Deputy, and at the back remains another brother, but they're into the lane. And Get a Pepsi now snatches the lead. 31 Kisses over on the rail in the green fighting on. Secret Emperor asked to come on and watch El Cid now charging up on the outside. Through across the course as they arrive at the furlong pole. 31 Kisses just the leader from Get a Pepsi on the outside. El Cid now coming with a scorching late run. It is 31 Kisses. El Cid worrying. 31 Kisses who continues to dig deep. They're at the line. 31 Kisses beats El Cid. Then Get a Pepsi close between Secret Emperor and over on the rail. Stomp the Rhythm.
31 Kisses claimed victory by a head for veteran Hall of Fame trainer Richard Azan. El Cid, Get a Pepsi and Secret Admirer claimed the top 4 spots. Let's continue our recap with Race 8, the highly anticipated Sir Howard Stakes. Perfect Brew was the 1-5 favorite for the 1,200-meter trip, which was restricted to native-bred 3-year-old colts and geldings.
Field in line for the Sir Howard Stakes. They're off. Goliath the Great gets rid of the rider immediately at the start. Awesome Rich comes away showing speed. Phoenix Risen is there. Shadowfax under the pump on the outside to get closer. Perfect Brew is running smoothly back there in 4th. There goes Power moving down in between runners as they charge away toward the half mile. The field in a fairly contact group as Phoenix Risen leads up from Shadowfax. Some 2 lengths in behind them. Power racing on the outside. Take a Punt now surging through horses with Awesome Rich. Perfect Brew is on the rail. Power has faded back. No more deals under the pump and asked to close up. Blue Vinyl now picking up horses and beginning to make gains from the back of the pack as they arrive at the 5/16th in the Sir Howard. It is a Shadowfax who will come into the lane, stepping off the rail. Phoenix Risen in the red nearest to it. Take a Punt on the outside. Perfect Brew has more to find toward the outside. Blue Vinyl now taking aim on them. It is Shadowfax from Take a Punt, and Take a Punt now may have the noseband in front over Shadowfax. Perfect Brew has been switched out wide for more run. Blue Vinyl on the outside of Power, but the war is up front with Take a Punt battling for that lead. It is a Take a Punt on the outside. Shadowfax trying to fight but can't beat him. Take a Punt wins the Sir Howard over Shadowfax Power, then Blue Vinyl and Perfect Brew.
Managing to outstay Shadowfax, Take a Punt, ridden by Philip Patchmont, came home in 1 minute 14 and 3/5 of a second to secure this year's edition of the Sir Howard Stakes. As we recap another thrilling weekend of racing, it was highlighted by Princess Shooting Star's victory in the Hotline Stakes, as well as impressive doubles for trainer Philip Fiani and jockey Linton Stedman on Saturday. Meanwhile, Sunday's headlines were dominated by Tekapun's victory in the Sir Howard Stakes. Well, this has been another edition of the Caymanas Park Highlight Show. I'll see you next time.